Vibration upgrade in progress. 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 Vibration upgrade at 50%. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade at 75%. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade in progress. Vibration upgrade is complete. Your messenger has arrived. The show will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initiate.
Hello, everybody. This is Tanya Lee and Michael Groomer from the Metaphysical Journey. Yes, I have my guest here, not just a colleague, but a friend. And I'm always excited to have you on board to do all signs with me. And I know it's not something that you typically like to do, but I think that it's growing on you, right?
It is slowly. You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
I
You
had to
sound
unmute.
perfect.
Yes. No, it is intimidating. You do all the signs, and it's like, how does she do that? Oh, wow. But it's fun. I love it.
It's fun, and we have a great group. So guys, don't be shy. If you are watching us live or even catching the replay, make sure you let us know. But hello, Delaney. So for those of you who are just popping on, go ahead and say hello. We are not just on YouTube. We're also live on Facebook and Twitch and a couple of different areas. Oh, my moderator's here. Hello, Star. Welcome. So this evening, afternoon, whenever you guys are watching this or wherever you are, there's a couple different cards we are using today. We're going to be using the Ask Yourself Tarot deck, and these are going to be in the description box. The Dark Reflections is the deck that Michael Groomer and I are both using. And then I'm going to be using this newer deck that I have, which is just an AI deck. It doesn't really have a name. It's just called the Tarot deck, but you can get the link within the description. These decks typically don't last a long time, so make sure you're like grabbing at them. And then, Michael, you want to say the other Oracle deck that you're using?
Yeah, it's the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's not really an Oracle deck, but tonight we're going to use it as one, and this is going to be pretty cool.
I guess it wouldn't be an Oracle deck, right? Because it's just a like self-development, because it's based on the book itself.
It is, but it has so much wisdom in it.
Yeah,
I think it's like the perfect Oracle deck. It should be. I got it through Hay House, I think, but yeah, let's just go with it.
Cool. All right, you guys ready? Hi, Papa Wheelies. We got our other moderators here. So we're going to get started. We're going to start with the collective. Hi, Amber. Welcome. We're going to start with the collective reading first. Let's get situated here and see what's going on collectively for us and what we need to know. What do we need to know? Let's call in our guides, our ancestors, and our ascended master spirit. What does the collective need to know? What is the universal message right now for us for the next 7 days? No reversals on initial story play. Oh, interesting. Because you know what? I'm going to pull out my own message that I received this morning. Because remember, I said to you, Michael, I have this message, but I don't feel like it's just for me. And it was a connections, and it was about connections of coming together, choices, relationships. We have the lovers here. Okay. Now, the lovers, Gemini energy, guys, it's not just about love. Okay. It's saying, what are you prepared to learn from this love connection? Now, love can come in many different forms, but when you come together, it's all about facing one another and choosing, making choices and compromises as to what is, what works for you, what doesn't work for another. But you have to come to a middle ground. And interesting enough, I got a message this morning. I like to pull some cards for myself in the morning. And I'm like, this is very interesting that I'm getting this reading, because I don't feel like I'm clearing some stuff, and I don't feel like I need to fix this because I'm good. I'm really good right now. And then when we started talking, Michael and I, because we like to chit chat a little bit on our Marco Polo, you know, you were bringing up that message about sometimes things aren't meant to be fixed and some things are just meant to be broken and we just need to accept it. And I was like, that clicked in me because I was thinking all along, and it was something within me, but then I remembered it's not always about me. Sometimes when we're through it, there's another person or another connection who isn't through it yet. They're going through the healing process. And especially this happens in love when people go from one to the next. This happens a lot. I see a lot in the love readings where they'll go towards a new supply and are like, I don't understand how they moved on so quickly. They didn't. They just took the baggage and didn't really take the time to process. So what happens is, even though people do take the time to process and to surrender and accept something for what it is, then that's the freedom that people get for growth and having an open heart. But if somebody else is still in your energy and all of a sudden they go through it, that could be years from, away, or maybe a couple of months. You don't know. So you just kind of have to be open to that. So I think it's pretty interesting. Is there anything you want to add to that, Michael, with the lovers?
No, not at all. It's beautiful.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what our strength is with these connections, or when we're thinking about relationships in general, using the dark reflection. Our strength for all the signs. These 3 cards will be pulled in each individual reading. Interesting. The strength is the 10 of Wands, because I would think, oh my God, this is such a burden. But if you think about it, this is a person who has the ability to hold a lot. So collective, we have a tendency to hold more than we really need to carry. But I feel like the strength with the 10 of Wands is knowing when it's enough and saying, I can't carry it at all anymore. And so I see the 10 of Wands as a new beginning, because the 10s always come to ones, even though it is a thing here of an ending. It's saying, okay, I can't carry anymore. You release it as well as to what you can. So there's something here in the strength of the things that we carry. And when we know we are carrying too much. So we're going to see how that plays out for us in the next 7 days. Let's see what's going on here for our challenge for the next 7 days. The Magician is haunting us, Michael. Here's the Magician card. We've been talking about this card for, I don't know, I feel like all week. Here we go. We have the Magician energy here. Now, the Magician is all about manifesting. It is the first card here that the Fool meets. I love this Magician card because it reminds me of the Scarlet Witch. I'm a comic nerd. So the first thing I think of is conjuring, coming up together. And this just reminds me of the power that somebody has. And it seems like almost like a darker thing. It's like this energy of willing it to life. But the challenge here sometimes is giving it that breathing room. Okay. And sometimes, and this may come across in okay. Thank you, Spirit. Sometimes when we manifest and we let go, we may not want it anymore. Right. And that's when it comes flying back in. It comes flying back in. It's like, no, I don't want that. What if you've been manifesting it for a while and all of a sudden it comes in? Guys, we are going through so much karmic cycles right now. I'm no astrologist, but there is a lot about clearing this energy here. And so that's why people are having this influx with retrogrades of the X is coming back, or why is this coming back again? It's not always for us to process. Remember, sometimes the other end is processing something here, and we're just out here of giving that unconditional love. It's that value of it. Thank you, Papa Willies, for the donation. I do appreciate it. All right, we're going to get started here. We're going to move on now. We are officially in spring season. So I like to say it is officially Aries season. Okay. So Aries, you are up. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Some of my favorite people are Aries, including my niece and my older brother. But yeah, they're feisty. I love them, and they make me laugh. But man, they know how to burn a bridge when they don't want to do anything anymore. They're done. They're out of there, the Aries. All right, let's see what's going on here. For those of you who haven't seen on YouTube, I did set up a new thing. I think Papa Wheelies saw it, but there's a goal. It's a new thing that I'm trying. I don't know. We'll see how it works. But I have a goal situated. I'm using the new YouTube thing. So if we reach that goal, I will do a pop-up all signs during the week, not during the weekends, during the week. So if that's something you want, check out the goal. Let's see what's going on for Aries. Aries. Reversals are now up. Next 7 days. We have the 8 of Cups here reverse. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. We have now the 7 of Swords here reverse. Remember, I use my reversals a little bit different. It usually has to do with past energy. Hello, Mystic. Welcome. Oh, 3 of Cups. So here's the thing. You got your circle. Let's just look at your circle here. Aries has a really great circle. Okay. And this could be one particular person, or this could be a group as well, because we're reading general. It's not always about romance, but there's something here. And I do feel a lot of people are like, this is the energy of somebody coming back. But I feel that it's not really a secret about an individual coming back. I feel like you're going to hear some gossip about an individual. It may not be the greatest news. Okay. I want to say it's some karma that's coming about here for this individual. But why is it affecting you? Well, because it's no secret this individual wants to step forward to you. I think you're going to get an apology of some sort from this individual. Now, it may be a half-ass apology, Aries, but this person has had to go through some massive soul searching. This reminds me a little bit of the Hermit energy of this card, in this particular card. But I feel like it's no secret what went down. This individual also was not as honest with you. I think they fled because they didn't want to take accountability for that lie towards you. Hello, Isis. But here you are amongst your group. Okay. You might even see them. Like, I don't know if you're going to an event. I don't know if this is some of you are at school, some of you are at work, some of you are with the family, but there's something a bit about how this person steps forward, Let's see what's going on here. You knew it. You knew that this person would eventually. You're very, 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 very intuitive here with the High Priestess energy. You're best to let this person come forward, but I don't feel like you're going to say much. I think you're just going to watch this individual. This is an Aries who's not about to throw it in somebody's face, but at the same time, curious of how a person's going to approach you. This is karma coming back. This is something that is coming back full circle. Now we have justice energy. We have Libra. The scales are broken. This individual did not get away with what they did. Some of you, this person lost their job. Others of you, this person who, if they chose somebody else, it's a karmic that booted them out. But there's something here about needing to apologize to you to fix something out. Okay. That's what I have here. Michael, do you want to embellish this as things to consider here with these cards?
Unmute. There we go. Sorry. Yeah. I pulled a couple of additional just to add into the mix. And we have the 2 of Cups.
Ooh.
And the 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles. And from the reading that beautiful reading that you just did, it, especially with where I'm getting the 2 of Cups, it's very possible that the Aries, you may be trying to make something work that's not really quite meant to work. You might be in a situation where you have to, if it's a job, for example, you have to work with them and you feel like you're kind of stuck together and they're doing whatever they're doing. It's possible that they're not the that's not the right place to be putting your energy necessarily. Especially with the Three of Pentacles, there's cooperation and teamwork, but you can only go so far. There may be something else that you're overlooking, you're missing. And it could be with this other person or situation. There's something you're not seeing. So try to look at it from maybe a different perspective of saying, what am I missing here? And again, your intuition comes in strongly, which it shows up in your reading. So you're seeing something for a reason. It might not just be necessarily about the situation, but the players involved in the situation, of possibly a different type of cooperation or partnership somewhere else. Your energy may be better served somewhere else. I pulled from the Four Agreements, I pulled a card and it says, your best is changing all the time.
Ooh, I like that.
And on the back, it says, your best will depend on whether you are refreshed in the morning or tired at night. Your best will be different when you are happy as opposed to upset, or healthy as opposed to sick under any circumstances. Simply do your best. You will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. So with this thrown into it, going back to what I said about looking at this from a different perspective, maybe you are holding yourself accountable for something that you really quite possibly shouldn't be. You're trying to do your best. It's not working. You're seeing it. It might be time just to say, I need to focus elsewhere. Treat everyone with love and light, of course, but just focus elsewhere. I hope that resonates with you out there that's going through this.
I like that. And also the fact, can you show that three of Pentacles card here? See how that person's scratching their head, guys?
Yeah. What am I missing?
I feel like that's that individual trying to go, how the hell am I going to enter the room with Aries there and not look like an asshole? And this person has no choice but to look like an asshole. So they're going to have to like come in there. And so that's the perspective that I feel where, Michael, your message comes in, because I feel like Aries is just going to listen. Because they have to apologize. There's something about an apology that has to come out in order to do that. So it could be very work related, but also could be relationship related here too. You
having the Two of Cups, they're also looking away like, what's going on?
And it feels like that person, and I want to say it's a masculine energy, but there's just something here, and it doesn't have to be a male, but I feel the masculine energy is the one who's kind of like frustrated, is the one who's scratching their head on that third card as well. So it feels that way. All right, we're going to move on to Taurus. Thank you guys for all of the super chats. Are we going to hit our goal? Oh my God, I just tried this new thing, and all of a sudden everyone's like, no, we're going to hit it. We want another all signs. Now I'm like, shit, I didn't think I was going to shit. You guys are putting me to work. All good. All right. Taurus, you are up. Thank you, Isis, for the super chat. Thank you, Nancy, for the super chat. Papa Willie's, what'd you do? Twice? Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's get to it for Taurus. Taurus is up. Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what the next 7 days are like for you. We have the star here reversed. Don't lose faith. It's the first message I heard. Don't lose faith. Gosh, the Ace of Cups here reversed as well. Taurus, what's going on here? I'm a little concerned. Okay, so these are all reversed. We're going to take them all upright. I feel like I have a Taurus that does not feel seen or heard right now. Aquarius energy. Now, I also feel like you have been doing something where you've been giving it your freaking all. Okay. I don't know if this is an endeavor. I don't know if it's a relationship, but this is something here where you have been pushing and pushing and pushing and not seeing results. So I just feel very exhausted right now. And I feel like I'm not getting the credit that I deserve. And there's just this lack of appreciation. And there's this energy here where you're not even appreciating how much you carry, whether it's responsibilities, whether it is work related, whether it is family related, whether this is a relationship where you're putting all of the effort and work in here. There's just something here that makes me feel that you're dealing with somebody here who's either super childish, makes empty promises to you, and it's like, well, here they go. Here's another canceled plans, canceled date, no show again. Like, this person just doesn't show up. Okay, there's an immaturity about this individual, period. That's what it is. It's an immaturity. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I don't like to see this, but here's the thing. It's upright. So I feel a little okay with this. It's okay to be heartbroken. All right. It's okay to be in the feels, but use this fuel, because there is fuel. Okay. I feel like the stove, the fire here. Okay. You're so guarded because of an external force of being treated so like not that great. Okay. But you still have that light. You still have that fire. And there's something here that I feel that is about to burst open, because you can't keep forcing something that doesn't fit. So there's something here about how you're utilizing your energy. It almost might be like enough. Like, I feel like somebody's cutting somebody off, blocking somebody off, or if it's a job, it's like, I'm not showing up anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be putting in the extra hours. If it's 9 to 5, I'm out at 5 o'clock on the dot. I'm not staying an extra hour late. I'm not coming in early. This Taurus is like, no. And I can see why, because there is a relationship that you would rather be in and be connected to, but you can't spend any time with this individual because of the loss of time that you've been putting in efforts with a partnership that doesn't serve you, that isn't good for you. Now we have the 5 of Pentacles here. Papa Willie's going to hit our goal. I can't believe it. Slow down, slow down. 5 of Pentacles here, okay, with it reverse is the need here to recover, okay? I feel that you're either taking a sick day, you're taking a day off to be with family, maybe somebody special to you, but this is about recovery for you. And there is just something about you needing to finally surrender that this effort of trying to coax this individual or coax this offer to come to you is actually protecting you. It's not meant right now. It just isn't. Okay. So there's something here where I feel like you're letting something go, but let's see some things for you to consider with Michael's cards.
All right. First card that comes up is the 8 of Swords,
Ooh.
Followed by Temperance. So what to consider? If you are feeling really kind of in the situation, kind of trapped and bound right now, notice on this card, the mask is coming off, the blindfold, it's coming off. They're looking up, they're connecting in. What to consider is let it go, get out of there. You don't have to put up with this anymore. You see it for what it is. It's time to release yourself from the swords all around you that you've placed yourself there. Let the ropes go, move on, call it, see it, and be real with it. Temperance, yeah, if they're being immature, there are probably sometimes you're thinking, just hold me back. Well, you've been doing that. You are trying to find that balance between what's real and what's not real, what you're seeing happening all around you and what you want to be seeing happening all around you. So step into this energy, definitely keep everything even and make that transition away from it. Whether you leave the situation or can or not, what matters is that you call it and identify it for what it is and see it within yourself and say, all right, based on this knowledge, this is what I'm now going to do. The 4 Agreements card that came out is seek to know the truth, be impeccable with your word. It doesn't matter the words everyone else around you says, it's your word that counts, because what you say to other people is one thing, but what you say inside your mind, how you speak to yourself, speak the truth to you and to yourself and say, this is what it is, and I'm calling it, I see it. The back of the card reads, when you hear an opinion and believe it, you make an agreement and it becomes part of your belief system. The only thing that can break this agreement is to make a new one based on truth. Only the truth has the power to set you free. Only the truth has the power to set you free. And this is the truth that you're speaking within yourself to yourself. and that's the way out. Something to consider.
I liked it too because on that card was the heart, and that to me felt like that guarded heart on the For Agreement card. And then that Temperance card, I feel too, guys, that's the Sagittarius energy. I feel like that's the relationship that I felt was the Five of Pentacles reverse, where there is somebody in your life that actually is a better fit for you energetically right now. Okay, this is a person who really loves you. Okay, it does not have to be romantic, but somebody who has your back, and also somebody here that kind of helps your energy, and it's an equal give and flow. So consider that individual too. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Isis, thank you again for the donation. What do you mean it didn't count? It didn't count towards the goal? I think all of them count towards the goal. I can't see my YouTube thing, but I set it up separately than on my StreamYard. So you guys will have to let me know if I hit it. It should count. 4 more donations. I can't believe it. You guys are crazy. I try something new and all of a sudden I'm like, well, let me see if it works. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, Taurus. Thank you. We are now up to Gemini. Gemini is up. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Here we go. You didn't touch the bullseye? Oh, you have to touch the bullseye for it to count. You're teaching me something new. So if you guys want that goal of me doing another pop-up live during the week, not the weekends, during the week, then hit that goal. Obviously, we're going to make it happen. Gemini. The Hierophant. That's Michael's favorite card. Absolute favorite card. We got Taurus energy right there. I'm being jokey. Oh, the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. The Six of Cups reverse. Well, well, well. We got the past here. The past is coming back. But here's the thing. I think that there's something here where an individual is going to pleasantly surprise you. Hello, Delaney. Thank you for the donation. Look at this. Guys, I feel like this is somebody here who's going to be out of the blue wanting to commit in a way that you did not anticipate. Okay. Now, this doesn't have to be love or relationship wise. So I'm going to give you an example here, Gemini. Let's say this individual is, because this person, I can tell you right now, fire signs, they're extremely passionate. They're extremely goal-oriented, and there's something about this person's creativity. They could be a musician, an artist, but this is an individual who could also be an entrepreneur. There's something here about being friends, losing. Now, this person might have been older than you, could have even been a mentor to you, but something where you lost track of this individual. Gemini, you lost track of this individual. Well, guess what? Guess who's showing up with an opportunity? With an opportunity of, like, I don't know. I feel like this individual is going to be, I think, whether you all of a sudden go back to school and see the old teacher there, or if it's something here where you're at work and you see that your colleague and you're like, I didn't think that this person here, it's a run-in, but I think it's like perfect timing because it's opening a reconnection with this individual. So let's see what this reconnection is. Remember, the question was, what are you prepared to learn from this love connection? This person here is extremely driven. Interesting. Let's see what's going on here. You lost touch with this person. You most certainly did. This is going to shock the hell out of you. This person's going to pop out of nowhere. The Tower? This is, I mean, I can't even tell you when that's going to happen. That's just like, it's going to shock you. Person coming out of the past here. Look at this. You can't, these cards are so hidden and all of a sudden they're being revealed here of unseen. This is the perfect timing because for some of you, this person, this is very interesting and intriguing. It's going to rekindle a connection. But if this is somebody from your past who you looked up to, or if it was a mentor here, Gemini, there's something about you have been asking Spirit, God, the universe, whatever it is. Maybe there's something that you've been manifesting here. We got the full moon here and we have the Magician here, right? That's the challenge. This person has the advice for you. this person has it for you. Okay. Now, if this is something about love that did not take off, okay, it's not something here was a nasty ex or anything like that. It was just a friendship, but maybe there was an age difference. I feel like there's something to do with age. There's something about the life choices and the path that's going to reconnect a really strong friendship. But I feel that intuitively, you guys are going to know a lot more than you think about each other from the past. Because it's just, I don't know. It's almost like, have you guys ever had those relationships where you haven't seen someone in a really long time and then you reconnect and it's like yesterday? It's that. This is what this person is. And this is pretty cool. So I'm curious who that's going to run into. But let's see what Michael has on this.
All right. I pulled 2 cards and we have death. And then also
the rebirth.
I pulled the Tower.
Shut up.
Yeah, not right. No, you shut up. No, the Tower. So these two are connected. When I pulled the Tower card, I heard one word and it was attachments. So in the reading the cards that you just saw that Tanya did, there is someone coming, but it's possible that it's going to, as the Tower card mentioned before, it's something brand new coming in. And so what I'm picking up from these two is that the Tower is a bridge between the old and the new. All right. So the Tower is happening because something is coming into your awareness to know that whatever was going on in the past, it's like, it's just not happening anymore. If you've been holding on to someone coming back, this idea of like, well, just maybe this will work out. Maybe my employer will call me back. Maybe this person will come back into my life. It's just not possible. Maybe it's not meant to be. It's time to move on. And in this Tower, this death moment of transfiguration and transition, something new is going to come in and give you something else to think about. I work with a mentor named Angela Thomas, and we work on different things. But I asked her, I said, in a reading, if you pull a card and they want to know is Billy coming back? And it's like, Billy is not coming back. How do you tell a person that? I said, how do you tell them the bad news? And she shared a piece of advice. I love it. And she goes, you begin by saying, what a beautiful opportunity you're being given. And I want to start with that, y'all. What a beautiful opportunity you're being given to make change and to move on to something else, because it's time. And Towers, both of these are major arcana. This is divine. This is meant to happen. It's time to do it. So the 4 Agreements card is, don't take anything personally.
Yeah.
Transform your life. Don't take it personal if the person from the past or the situation turned against you, didn't come back to you, did whatever they did to you. It's not about you. It is truly about their life path and what they have to do. The back of it says, when you refuse to take things personally, you avoid many upsets in your life. Your feelings of anger, jealousy, and even your sadness will simply disappear if you don't take things personally. Because if we continue to take things personally and refuse to let go, it can take a Tower moment to blast us out of that way of thinking, that mindset to move forward. So I'll end by saying, what a beautiful opportunity you have right now.
But it's also like, it's ground zero. So even if a person does come back, you are starting fresh. But there's just something about this individual, because of how goal oriented it is going to feel like a really good connection here. Look at guys. I just like a really good connections, Ace of Pentacles. So this is a solid new opportunity here that is from scratch. You can't carry the past into this. It might be some reflecting of it a little bit, but it's not something. It's going to be a whole different kind of relationship from what you got here. Okay. So please keep that in mind. And
that can certainly happen too. In all the work that people have been doing, they've changed how they think about themselves. Yeah. Their self-esteem has come up. They are different people moving into this. So it's a beautiful thing. So anyway.
And I feel like age has a lot to do with it. So this feels like a really long time apart for that Gemini, if that helps clear for you guys. It's not something that was like you from last year. Okay. So this is something where there's something about life experiences that needed to happen to come in place for that to happen.
And age is important because as you get older, I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. So we forget all kinds of stuff. So it's beautiful. Yeah.
True. All right. So we're going to move on to Cancer. We got Cancer up. Thank you guys for all of your donations. I do appreciate it. It's the board's going so quickly, so I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Delaney, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you guys. All right. Hi, Barbara, our other moderator. I think I have the full house here of moderators. You all are going to have to divvy up the work. All right. Let's see what's going on for Cancer. Cancer, are you ready? Who's got Cancer in the chart? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Here we go. Cancer, next 7 days. Oh, this wanted to flip on its own. Look at that. We have the 3 of Wands here reversed. Well, you're done waiting. You're not waiting for anything anymore. It's like, no, those ships ain't coming in. Oh my gosh. Are you just fed up? Is that what it is? Now we have the Ace of Wands here reversed. Oh, this is pulling back your energy entirely. I almost feel like, they have that work force meme where they throw all the paper in the air. This is somebody here is like, I don't give an F anymore. I'm done. They're throwing somebody out. Is this a dumpster fire? Is this what this is? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You would rather be in company with individuals that care about you. And it's not just for the money. It's not for those of you who are, if this is work related. I feel like there's something here going on this week or the next 7 days here where you had an expectation of, and you were patient about this because it's a very patient card. Where, it comes, it's like, okay, well, I'm looking towards my future, but we'll see what happens. But I'm taking care of myself. I'm building a foundation. So you've been very, very, Cancer, you have been very, very patient. The problem is that you're missing opportunities and you're realizing this. And you're like, if I keep sitting here patiently waiting for it or doing something, I am not putting it towards areas that I could be recovering. So you are about to take a loss. And this loss is something that you're choosing to do. This Cancer is choosing to lose something which doesn't light them up anymore. So if this is not a person, this could be an idea too. Maybe some of you may have writer's block and it's like, why am I trying to write something that doesn't belong here? Like I'm obviously not going to finish this. Instead of saying I'm going to finish this, maybe I just throw this out and do the project that I want to, because I feel like you get hung up about completing. So this Cancer here is the one who wants to finish the cycle, and it's like very goal oriented. That's the energy that I feel for you. Let's clarify this. Man, these cards are like pushy. Yeah, you want to put time and effort into something that you can actually see results. And these results are different because they're tangible. It's the 8 of Pentacles, so I know it's a tangible results, but it's like I need to put my time and effort into things that do matter, that do support me, and that do, the big thing is security here for you. So a lot of this has to do with work, but if it's not, it's a relationship that you maybe are choosing to work on yourself versus, trying to put all the efforts in this. And this is what's needed. Temperance. You're extremely, extremely patient, Cancer, but with the Sagittarius energy, what's asking you to do is the efforts that you put into has to be into something else right now. It's not this goal, this dream, this person. So that's something that I think that you're saying, screw it. I'm going to put my time and effort into something that will actually support me and bring something back for me in this way. That's what I have for Cancer. Let's see what Michael has on his end.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful reading. Putting your time and effort into things and being focused where you need to be. We have 2 cards and I shuffled these really well and they came out. It's interesting. Judgment and the World. So
these arcanas are coming out tonight.
I know, it's interesting. So Judgment, it's a time of rebirth. And if there's not rebirth, what's the opposite? Extinction. it's where you are right now. You're restructuring things. You're, as just was shown in the story that you're going through right now, this is a time where you're making changes. You're like, it's going to be different. I want something different. And that's where excuse me, that's where the judgment comes in. I was holding the wrong card. Judgment. It's, you're making a call on it. It's like, I'm going to go into something. It's time to make a change. It's a major arcana. So this is definitely something that's meant to happen right now. It's taking place, and it's taking place for the next one, which is the world. You have everything in front of you, and it is time to make that transition. And this is about mindlessness versus mindfulness. Being very focused on what you do as you move forward. So definitely pay attention to your thoughts, your goals, your dreams, and what you want for your life, because you can create that in your thoughts and as you move forward. The next Four Agreements card, it comes from the agreement, don't make assumptions. And it says, let your life be transformed. And those align with everything in the reading thus far that you've had on this for the sign. The back says, when you stop making assumptions, your world becomes impeccable and your life is completely transformed. Magic just happens in your life. What you need comes to you easily because spirit moves freely through you. With the major arcana card, spirit is moving all around the scenes on this one. It's time for this. And don't make assumptions about what you think it should look like. Go with what's coming forward to you and just flow with that, because it's time.
And just to remember here too, because this is your challenge, guys, was the Magician. All right. And it's interesting you bring up the assumption, because a lot of people are manifestors here. So they love the law of assumption, but the law of assumption is not thinking, it's feeling and like being in the environment of it. But there's something here. I love that it's the world. I mean, all major arcana cards are coming out. So I'm getting like a little bit of bumpies here, for not just for Cancer, but for all of our signs. It's just crazy how spirit works sometimes. But the Judgment and the World card, because they go hand in hand next to each other, this not only was it meant to be, but if you think of like traditional like Rider Waite, it's kind of like, oh, you've gone through death, now you can reach the pearly heavens. You passed the test. It's like the original one of how they look upon it as a metaphor. But this isn't about passing the test. This is about you going outside of your comfort zone and doing something about letting something be and putting your time and effort into something that you actually can bring into your reality, that you can feel, that you can hold, that allows you to feel into the law of assumption, or into the what he, assuming thing. Because I think there's a lot of things that aren't actually manifesting for this Cancer. So that's what they're getting hung up on. All right. That's what I got. Very cool. All right. We're going to move on to Leo. Leo is up.
And I think the major arcana cards come out for Harmonia Tarot friends. That's what that yeah.
Which card is the one that you always say is like every time, damn it, Toddy, every time? The Death, was it? You said always comes out for me.
Yeah, every time you pull for Aquarius, we get Death. It's like, there's not enough Hallmark cards out there to cover all of the times that you pulled that.
That's so funny. All right, Leo is up. Yeah, and for my water signs, make sure you are checking. I just posted a preview of the water signs that was part of the All Signs reading only found at Harmonia Friends Club. That was released this morning. So make sure you guys check that out for those of you who want to see what that reading's about. It's not the whole reading, but if you want to see the whole reading, then go become a member, because you will not only get that reading, you'll get the whole damn vault. The whole darn vault. All right. Leo is up. Yes, we got our feisty lions. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's going on for Leo? Leo, next 7 days. Ooh, we have the Empress reversed. Taurus and Libra energy. Oh, gosh. The Nine of Swords. Who is clingy? Oh, God. I feel like there's a clinging energy on you. All right. I feel a little worried about this. The Empress reverse, to me, there's only one way to call it, and I love to call it the smother mother. where it's like, I want to just make sure everything's taken care of and everything. It's like, oh my God, this is becoming so heavy, because then you feel responsible for that Empress, so there's somebody here who, my goodness, how can you get anything done? But you know what? You can't please everybody, but you're going to have ability here to feel good about what you do drop. Okay. And I think you're dropping an individual here on their expectations. Someone has extremely, extremely high expectations on you. All right. This is an individual here. Like I said, that's mother energy, but it's also a person here is all 4 queens in one and uses all of the adverse of those queens. So this is someone who could be heavily emotionally a manipulator, somebody here who is not the greatest with money or the care for the kids. It's all about me. This person is me, 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 me. So you're dealing with an individual who, always has a sob story, plays victim, Debbie Downer. Okay. And then it's like, if you hear any more of this stuff, this Leo's like, holy shit. Oh my God. Obviously I can't carry this weight. I feel like this person is just in your energetic field this week. The good news is something happens where this person disappears for a little bit. And it is going to feel like a breath of fresh air in the next 7 days. Because it's like, as soon as that energy goes away, they're not going to be there. And it's going to be surprising because you're going to go, where are they? And the energy in the entire room is going to feel entirely different. Okay. This could even be family related here, where maybe somebody goes on and it's like, I need to take a break. And you're like, oh my God, everything ran so much smoother this week without this individual. And all of a sudden, there's other people around you who feel this too. This is what the energy I'm feeling for this Leo. Where did they go? Knight of Wands. You're going to get so much more done, but at the same time, you're going to realize the absence of this individual is not really missed. The Knight of Wands is somebody here who dumps their problems on you and then disappears after that. We call this an energy vampire. There's only one way to describe this. It's an energy vampire. And honestly, anytime I think of SNL, I think of, I think it was Debbie Downer. I can't remember her name, but she would talk in the skit and you would hear the music in the background. It would go, dun, dun. Like, this is what she brings to the table. It's very frustrating in that level when you have somebody like that. But this individual is running off to something, maybe even a new supply, who knows? But here's the thing. The judgment is, hey, have you guys noticed that when so-and-so's not here, that it feels so much better? There's something about this that because of this person's absence, it's not just you. Other individuals are going to be saying this too. Is there going to be a judgment made? Yeah, a lot of people are going to start realizing it. So how is this going to make a difference? I don't know. We're going to have to see that through Michael's side. But I feel like there's something here about this person being absent or not in the energy here that's going to allow you some freedom in the next 7 days.
With the person absent, now is the time, the 8 of Wands. Take flight. Just get away from that. Take some action and say, use this time wisely. It's time to get out of there, whether physically or mentally or whatever it is. Get away from that. Move forward quickly on this. The one that comes up next is the 7 of Swords. And this, I think, in this absence, this is what you're going to notice the most. You're going to notice that maybe you've been in your head for a long time on this, and there was a lot of things that you only could see the dark cloud because of this person around you. And with them gone, that cloud starts to lift and you start to see a whole new way of thinking about things. There's some clarity happening. You're like, I don't like being stuck here anymore. I want to move on and move away from that. And that's where the 8 of Wands take action, be creative with it. Just rapidly run for the exit rapidly and get out of that, because you're seeing things differently, and not just about the situation, but also about yourself. So really pay some attention as you're going through this phase right here of what the person has said in the past, how they've been using you, how they've been doing different things, and pay very close attention to the energy flow. Was it a type of person that everything went from you to them and nothing ever came back? Were they always just only coming to you when they had problems and everything, and you were expected to stop, drop, and fix it? No, don't stop, drop, and roll for anybody anymore. Let them put themselves out. Okay. Just walk away from it and be free from that. The Four Agreements card, again, is be impeccable with your word. And I am feeling very strongly, this is the word you have to yourself, what you say to yourself, what you speak to your mind, not what anyone else does. The back of it says, well, on the front, it said, manifest your true intentions, away from the fog and cloud. What do you want? Regardless of what language you speak, your intent will manifest through the word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will be manifested through the word. The words from your mouth, the words spoken to your own thoughts, and also, unfortunately, the words you allow other people to put into you, and you embrace those. An energetic vampire, they take a lot, but they leave a lot of poison behind. So really think about the words, the things that they did. What is it that they were using to get you to give them what they wanted? They were using emotional manipulation. They were using their sob stories, all this stuff that stuck with you. And for whatever reason, you gave into it. Focus in on that. Cut that out and replace all of that with words of your thought, what you want to manifest. What are your intentions? Fill that in your head and do it quickly. We don't know. Tanya hasn't told us how long they're going to be gone. So do this.
Just 7 days.
Okay, 7 days. So y'all got a week. You got a week before you need to vacate that mindset. Get out of there. That's what
and just keep in mind, we're just on the next 7 days. You're going to have to tune in and see if it comes up again. But listen, guys, there's something about with this person's absence and other people, I think you're going to finally hear it's not just you. It's not just you. Okay. And that might give you some relief, but I also feel like there's something about coming together, not to like pitchfork a person and say, we want you out of here. I'm not telling you guys to do anything, even though I'm wearing Dolly. Do not pull 9 to 5. Do not rat poison people, your boss. Okay. But I feel there's an energy here that once you guys kind of talk it out, you'll be able to maneuver in numbers. Okay. It's like you'll help each other. You'll have each other's back. That's really what it is. That's what I felt strongly. All right. We're going to move on now to Virgo. Virgo is up. Are you guys kidding me? Did we really hit the goal? Shut up. Michael, I got to do a pop-up live this week. I didn't think.
What was the goal? I can't see squat.
You can't see. Well, we're on StreamYard, so we can't see it. But YouTube added a feature where it's kind of like TikTok, where it's like you can put a goal in, and if they reach the goal, they can, you can do another video or whatever. So I said, if I get 10 donations, I'll do a pop-up all signs this week. That's not scheduled, but dang, you guys all did it. So I got to pop up down this week. I got to show up.
That's great. My goal would be 10 new followers. That'd be awesome. But yeah, no, that's good. Good for you.
Make sure you guys are following. Is everybody who's on here, make sure you're following the Metaphysical Journey. Go in the description box. His link's right there. It's real easy. He's not just on YouTube, but we're really trying to get his YouTube following up. So make sure you guys are following him. Did you do the live on yours too as well, Michael, or not this round?
I think I sent it to my Facebook.
Okay.
I think
Oh, your Facebook?
Honestly, I don't know.
It's out there in the ethers.
Technology for me is really hard. I don't understand it.
11 donations. Thank you guys so much for your donations. Much appreciation. I do appreciate it. All right. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I'm going to do a poll. I'll do a poll this week. I guess I'll do it after the live, and then you guys can pick and choose what you want the all signs to be about. All right. Virgo, you ready? Dang. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Virgo, next 7 days. Here we go. The Fool. Oh, I love that. Oh, now we have the King of Cups here reversed. Oh, you're looking down at somebody. You are looking down at somebody. Okay. It's like, what are you doing down there? Virgo's up here. Somebody you're looking down at. I think you're trying to leap to another side here. Are you trying to dodge an individual? Oh boy, Virgo, who are you dodging? Oh, you were dodging an individual. I don't blame you. We have the Lovers here twice. So this is somebody from your past, okay? Gemini energy could be dealing with the Gemini. Gemini came out. We got the Lovers card here twice, okay? But here's the thing. Nothing can screw up this Virgo's next 7 days. You got the Fool. So somebody here who's optimistic, all right? But do you see that light? There's somebody here. Okay, we definitely have a Debbie Downer again. Okay, the King of Cups can be very much an emotional manipulator when they're reversed. Okay, nothing goes right for this individual, but that's how they get their emotions toyed into to get the attention here. Okay, so that you can feed off it. But there's something here where I feel you're playing a little bit of a demon back to this individual. Okay, it's like, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to skip right on over here. So skip to my Lou. I feel like you're not going to let somebody mess up your bad day or week. Okay. You do have the ability here. Your strength is that you can carry a lot, but I think the thing is like, well, why would I carry anything if it's going to keep me from taking a big leap? So you do have something coming up that you want to put your attention and time after, and it makes you happy. But there's just something about being weighed down, or somebody having the possibility to weigh you down. I think somebody is literally trying to pull you back. Yeah, you know this. You feel this. Okay, this is what this individual is going to do. Okay, they're playing victim. These are the games this individual does. This is what they do. Okay, this is an energy of an individual here that wants to make you feel bad. Okay. Who's going to be putting this witch on a stake here. And you're like, I'm not going to fall for that. You've done this before with this individual. You've absolutely done this before. But also I feel like there's somebody here or a new connection that you feel extremely happy with, Virgo. Okay, this is the 10 of Cups. This is something here that feels good. This is something here that feels light to you. You have a really good friend group. You have a really good family unit right now, but there's just somebody here who's not happy, could be a little bit jealous, but it has to do with a new path. It has to do with the excitement of seeing it. And I feel like the problem is it's one of those things that if somebody has something bad, their anticipation is to fix them. And I feel like this Virgo is like, I'm done fixing. Because anytime I put myself in that situation with this individual to fix them, then I became the bad guy. Then I became the bad gal. And then this person got angry at me and said, well, that doesn't work for me. This person manipulates because they have these deep emotions. But I think a lot of this has to do with jealousy. I think this person is jealous of a new start, or, this could also be a friendship here too, where maybe you're just, you're realizing, people grow apart. So there's something just about growing apart from this individual, but this person is falling apart, but they're literally like being a baby about it. So that's what I have here for my Virgos for the next 7 days. Let's see what Michael has to say to this story.
So in the story that we just heard, jealousy and stuff coming from someone else, it could be and they're trying to possibly drag you back down to where they are because they don't make any change, but you are changing. You are wanting to move forward with something. And the cards that came up, we start with the Chariot. And this is about your will and determination, making the choice for yourself of how you want to move forward. You can either be decisive or you can be indecisive. It's whichever you choose. But this is your journey, your path, and you have to be very strong-willed right now and say, this is what I want to do. And be very clear in what your focus is, what the focus destination you want to go to is. That is key. You have the Chariot driver there in front of the Sphinxes, or I don't know what they're called exactly, but they're the ones that pull the Chariot. But it's the will and determination and the mindset, the intent, the focus of the driver that actually feeds into them, and they know where to go. The driver is looking down thinking like, what do I do? You have the moon in the background. The intuition's there. They kind of know, and they're like, what do I do? And then the two Sphinxes are like, okay, you let us know. Command G me. Wherever you say we're going to go, we're going to go. But in the meantime, we're going to sit here and wait for you to make a decision of what you're going to do. You need to be decisive and choose for yourself how you want to move forward. The next card is the Three of Wands, and this is about creative expression. Again, it's that being decisive and deciding for yourself what you want to do. It's up to you. These two go together really, really well. It's about your mindset of what. The Four Agreements card comes from Don't Take It Personally. Ooh. Refuse to eat emotional poison. Emotional poison can be
perfect card for this,
right? It's things that they've been feeding into you, manipulating you, and making you feel different ways to get them to bite. Yes. And it says taking things personally makes prey for predators. They can hook your attention with one little opinion and feed you whatever poison they want. Refuse to eat poison. That is what has you stalled right now. What do I do?
Do not drink this person's cup. It's bullshit. Okay. You will die like Joffrey. It will bring you back in. I want to point out too, with the Chariot, it's Cancer energy, and it's also about moving forward. And I love to do it when you look at the major arcana cards, it goes towards strength, because now you're building resilience. So by doing this, by not going down to this person's level and having the strength to walk on by or not react is gonna be huge for you in the next 7 days, because once you do this, then you're going to be stepping forward. And I feel like it has to do with Cancer season. So what's that? That's summertime, like July-ish. So there's something that's happening. You're going to be breaking through July that this person won't even affect you. You won't even be looking down if you see this person again. All right. That's what I got. All right. Let's move on now to Libra, the scales. I'm going to do a quick shuffle here. Catch up to you. Yes, we saw how Joffrey died. It was an ugly, terrible death. But he was not a good person, so it was okay. Libra. Let me do a quick show. I was so in tune, Michael, with your story that I forgot to shuffle. I was like,
on that last
jumping on the bits.
On that last one, what was interesting is I have my cards because I shuffle while I'm watching, and I just pull one. And when I looked down, the Chariot was laying there. I hadn't pulled it out and it hadn't jumped out. It was just there. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna go with it. So that was meant to be there on that last one. Definitely.
Yeah, I could feel that. All right, Libra, the scales. Who's got Libra in their chart? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Remember, if you guys are cross-watching, the story is probably going to be vice versa. All right, reversals are now up, Libra. Here we go. Oh, we have the 10 of Swords. It's okay. When you hit those rock bottoms, you got 2 10s here. It's good. It's good. Believe me, it's going to be good. Oh, Jesus. All right. And then we have the 7 of Swords here reversed. Okay. It's out. It's going to be out. It's going to be good, Libra. It's going to be good. You're going to be okay. You will absolutely survive this. Does it feel like it's going to be good? Yeah. Now I'm sitting here going, it's good. I have Libra in my chart, so I'm a little worried. But here's the thing. This is something that you have been stalling or hung up on. Okay. So the universe is literally allowing this to be removed for you. And it's going to allow you to have some freedom here and going, well, at least I know now. So I do feel like something specifically is going to be released that was so hidden before, but I also feel like you knew this. All right. So it's going to be like, well, at least I know now. And now I can surrender to the fact that this is not an option. Or maybe somebody could have been cheating on you too. And it's going to come out that this individual is with another individual. Okay. Could be that too. Okay. Somebody here could be picking another relationship here over you, Libra. But this is where you hit the bottom and you go back up. Okay. Because you knew this was coming. Oh my gosh. Because it wasn't meant for you, or this person wasn't meant for you. Okay. The Chariot energy. Now this Chariot's a little different because it's like, where is the rider? Where is the rider on this one? But it's reversed. Okay. It means, get off there. Spirit's like, no, you can do better than that. And we want to show to you that you're going to get better, because whatever comes out, I feel like it's going to be gut-wrenching, but at the same time a relief, because your energy is going to feel like so different in comparison. It's going to be lighter because this was a burden for you. Okay, think about it like they're showing me the old school. Okay, I remember this. Yes, I remember this in school. Thanks. My mom's bringing up. Remember you did in school where you had to hold the books, and if you hold the books for, a really, really long time, your arms start to get tired. And there was something here about that you held some hope for a relationship or a person or a scenario or a dream, and it's just you were holding on to it so tightly that it was just not meant to be. So I feel like there is something about being broken down or being stripped away. King of Swords. But you're going to know the truth. And I'm getting a little teary-eyed over this because the King of Swords, and I tell this to Michael too, and I always tell this to everybody who listens, they used to be the King of Cups. Same thing for the Queen, Queen of Swords. She was the Queen of Cups. But there's something here about your heart, okay? About you don't lose your heart. Now your heart becomes guarded in a different way. There's going to be some grief here, but at the same time, you're going to realize how amazing you are and that this isn't going to stop you. What it's going to allow you to do is rest. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 of Swords is here with that King of Swords next to the 3 of Swords. So this is somebody here who is going to finally see the truth, is going to hear the truth, and is going to realize that this doesn't serve them anymore and it just needs to go. So there's going to be a huge release for you, but you got to remember sometimes when we hit those rock bottoms, you just got to get back up. But this is the week here where I feel you're going to have some compassion. You're going to find out some news, and it's going to allow you to move forward in a much easier, lighter way, and time for you to heal. All right, let's see what Michael has to say.
One thing I love about the Dark Reflections deck is that it's based on Rider-Waite, and we know when we look at each card what it means, but these cards have, the imagery is different. And the way I interpret it and love it is that I know what the 4 of Wands is supposed to mean. Happy, celebration, it's a beautiful thing. But what if it doesn't turn out that way? Why doesn't it turn out that way? Many times it's because I'm not there. I can't see it. I can't get in the vibration of the energy of that card and what it's supposed to represent. And what came up is the 4 of Wands. And I think this works perfectly for the story that you just heard, that in the next 7 days, closed. You are standing at a doorway. What should be a happy celebration? We can't see their faces. They're facing away from us. They're looking at a closed door. But they're standing there together, expecting and waiting for it to open. What's on the other side? What do you want to see on the other side? What does the other side look like to you? Have you even thought ahead? Have you manifested that yet of what it would look like? So it's a positive card. It's as positive as you allow it to be, that you make it out to be. So it's a dual meaning on this card, definitely. It's very positive. The next one we have you can't get any better than this, the 10 of Pentacles, right? I mean, This is great, but look at the characters on this. There's 2 things going on. They should be happy, but they're not. Is the outcome what you expected? Is it how you planned it to be? Was it your outcome or the one that you wanted the universe to provide to you? There's usually a difference there. So you have what should be happy. You have a child crying. You have a couple that's possibly fighting. They should have everything there, but they can't see it. They're looking at other things. So something to consider is definitely what all of us should consider this is, what does the future look like to me? What do I want it to be? Because it can be right in front of me. And I can't see it. I see a closed door. I see chaos and stuff. And the universe is like, look, it's right here. Why can't you see it? Because it's not what I expected it to look like.
Yeah.
So they're very positive cards, but it depends on how we perceive those and look at it. So this is the next 7 days is a great time for us to really take deeper focus on our life.
Mm.
How is life presenting versus how am I expecting it to present? Because it could be right in front of me and I will not see it because it's not what I expect to see. The 4 agreements card is, again, be impeccable with your word. And I realize there's only 4 agreements and there's multiple cards for each of those, right? But this one is coming back, and it's our words to what we're speaking to ourselves. It says, speak with integrity.
Mm.
Say only what you mean. Avoid using the words to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. If you've been seeing, I call them angel numbers, repeating numbers lately or for quite some time, or something happens and this horrible ear ringing starts. In those moments, stop and think, what was I just thinking about? What was I just thinking about? What was I talking to myself in my head on? Because that's what they're trying to let us know. Pay attention, be impeccable with your word. You know, the gossip and stuff that goes out, that's the external, and then it happens. And a lot of times, most of the time when people gossip, it's not that they hate the people they're talking about. It's they're not happy about something in themselves. They're jealous or whatever. Jealousy has been coming up a lot in these readings. If you've noticed, this energy is very present with us right now, all of us. And it's how we manipulate and walk through that is going to make the difference. That's why be impeccable with your word keeps coming up. It's like, watch what you say to yourself in your mind, because you are, each of you, your thoughts are so powerful. They create things you don't even know. You don't even realize what you're doing. None of us do. So be impeccable with the word. I'm sorry that was long, but that's what I have.
No, and be kind. And you know what? I want you to pull those 2 cards up again, because I also want to showcase something here too, because different perception. All right. If this is a relationship that goes away and that's the person that you thought was going to be, okay, maybe they go towards something else. If you were to go into that relationship, they want to bring up behind closed doors, because behind closed doors, if you guys went through those doors, it would have been fighting. It wouldn't have been pretty. So don't, just because from the surface it may look all good, we don't know what's behind those closed doors. There could be arguments. There could be fighting. And there's just something here about that relationship that I felt like it was just consistently fighting with. And, you know, that could also be a version of you too, you know, in that sense, if there's an old version of you that you've been fighting with, and it's like, okay, I can just let it be, you know, and see where this goes from, especially when we get into that conjuring energy. If it has to be a specific way with a specific person or specific opportunity, we get hung up on it, like Ahab going towards Moby Dick. You know, it's like
the other thing too on that, Tanya, is that when we look at manifesting things, we think, oh, if I just have this, I'll be happy. If I have that, I'll be happy. Well, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Did they look happy? No. So it's something to think about.
Relationships that take work, regardless. You know, they can't all be happy and hunky-dory, and you do have to have those conversations. And, you know, I always find like I had a relationship that I had to let go of, that we were consistently arguing, but I fought for it. I fought like tooth and nail to try to work it out. But when a person says they don't want to anymore, I had to listen to it, because I was putting energy towards a person who was done. They couldn't keep up with it. They weren't ready to evolve in it. And that's okay. Some people are not meant to evolve in there. It was too much for them. So that's on them. It has nothing to do with you if you're trying to give it your all. It's just some things aren't, you know, there's free will involved with other people. So some people aren't capable of doing that. Doesn't make them, you know, a less person or more. It's just what they can actually handle at the time. All right, we're going to move on to Scorpio. Scorpio is up. Here we go. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The World. Time to get back out there. Oh boy, the Devil. These major arcana cards are flying out for every sign. The Hangman. Jesus, they're all major arcana cards. Okay, this is somebody here who's holding, we just talked about this, who's holding on really, really tight to what that goal is. This is, I mean, the story I'm hearing is exactly what Michael had brought up as an example when we just were talking about Libra a little bit. Maybe it was just bleeding into this, but this is something where an individual thinks that if they achieve something, it's going to solve their problem. It's going to make life easier. It's like, once I get this reward, what the hell am I going to do with it? The thing is, this is huge. It's the world. Okay. This is a card of travel, going outside of the box, going outside of the distance here, but it's a trusting card too, because it brings the closure, but it's like, I finally got what I wanted, but did what I get, what I wanted, really give me the freedom that I want? And I feel like there's something that you were unhappy with, Scorpio, that you were complaining about, Scorpio, and you got what you wanted. Okay. And here's the thing. Now that you gotten it, maybe not in the way that you wanted it, you're looking at it completely different as like, maybe, because I feel like somebody here was on the negative spectrum. When you get the devil energy, it's somebody here who closes off their heart, or who has the verbiage, or talks negatively, or escapes a little bit when it comes to not feeling a certain way. I feel like this person can tend to numb themselves if they don't want to feel a particular way. But here's the thing. Now, when you're in the hangman, now you have to look at it with a different perspective. I got what I wanted, or I got what I asked for. Now I can look and evaluate and take accountability for what I actually asked for. Because I do feel like you receive something. It's the perception that is warped, because you have an ability for something amazing. It's the world, but it's how you perceive it. So you might feel hung up to dry. You might feel like you don't have the ability to be in that hermit energy, but this is to show you the perception of how powerful you are about your creations, about what you speak into this reality to come to life. Okay. However it is. Queen of Cups reversed. Well, I just told you about the Queen of Cups, what happens when they're reversed. This is an individual who gets in the blues. It's lets their emotions overtake them. Scorpio, this is you. There's something here about realizing that you might have manifested something that you've been asking for it to be removed from your life. And now that it is, you don't know what to do with yourself. This is like, you've been complaining about something here, and now it's like, oh, it's here. Yeah. Interesting how we went from the Queen of Cups with my theory of the Queen of Cups turning into the Queen of Swords, because they're right on top of each other. So this is a week here to detach a little bit from your emotions and to be very logical about this new opportunity, because when you get the world, you are still the fool. So you have to go back to the magician. You have to go back to wanting something that you desire, but also know that it can bring growth for you and freedom for you, and always something better, always something better. But this is the time to be extremely logical. Get your shit together, Scorpio. It's the Queen of Swords. She doesn't take shit from anybody. This is cutting bad habits. This is cutting out people you don't, are not supposed to be in there. This is about being wise with your money. This is advisement. And some of you, it could also be somebody here who's gonna say and whip you in a gear here. Okay. This could be a teacher. This could be a mentor. This could be somebody here who can actually assist you with some help. It could even be a doctor. Okay. But this is somebody here who's got to realize they have a break in freedom, not just clarity of this, but to not allow their emotions to get the best of them. All right. That's what I got for Scorpio. Let's see what Michael has on that front.
All right, Tanya, you're going to love this.
Oh, what is it? Is it Queen of Swords?
No, I have the King of Swords and the King of Cups.
Oh my gosh. You got a match.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this energy.
Wow.
What I feel, my body is just really tingling right now. I want to say this. No one's going to save you. You have to save yourself. That's where this is right now. Bringing everything in together, the balance, the emotions, and the thoughts, pulling it in together as you move forward and make very tough decisions for your life. You know, RuPaul says, now it's time to, you know, lip sync for your life. Don't mess it up. That's where you are right now. This is your decision. Only you can make this. No one's going to come in and rescue you. You are the ruler of your kingdom. There is no one else. Sure, we can hire mercenaries, but they're just temporary fixes. Mercenaries are those that do different things for us to make us feel good at the moment, whatever. But ultimately, your kingdom, the future of your kingdom, your world, your life, your reality, your universe is up to you. And it is the time to step into the energy of these two roles. Be, you know, on this card, right? We're going to go with this one first. Sorry, everything's reversed on my end. It throws me off. You'll notice the King of Cups is there, and in the background, you have this big like swell of water. And you'll notice it looks like there is part of a broken mast of a ship, like the ship sunk. That's what I'm seeing in this card. I don't know. It's just what it looks like to me. It's like a ship that's been tossed in the waves back there. It's sunk. So your ship has sunk. What are you going to do? It's that Titanic thing all over again, right? Why is that theme coming up so much?
I don't know. It comes up so much.
My God. But and he has the fish bone at the bottom, so he's eaten his last meal. There's no more food. The ship has sunk. There he is. And he has the cup in one hand and his scepter, or I'll say a wand in the other, and his eyes are closed. There's a star in the background. So he's got intuition coming in. He's getting some clarity. What's he going to do? So next move is yours. What are you going to do? It's truly up to you. And then with the King of Swords, he's there. He's holding his sword, not in a defensive type of way, like wielding it. He's holding it like, well, this did me a lot of good. Wow, here I am. And he's also holding a key ring. So he has the keys to that. And that's what both of these are showing, regardless of how bad your life looks right now, regardless of whether you feel like all the doors are closed and you can't get in, you hold the keys and you hold the power to change that. And that's what this next 7 days is something to strongly be considering. The Four Agreements card, again, impeccable with your word. I swear you all, I am shuffling these. They are not in alignment like that, but it keeps coming out. Be impeccable with your word. Enjoy heaven on earth. Not everything it may seem like a shipwreck. It may seem like you're locked out. All the doors are closed. But what I was always taught was the devil always has a key under the mat. And there's a doormat somewhere waiting for you to find it, to open that door and figure out what you want to do. But the card says impeccability of the word can lead you to personal freedom, success, and abundance. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement. Be impeccable with your word. Also, be impeccable with your spell work. When you put your stuff out there, be very specific. Don't just say, dear God, please make it all better. Well, God's looking down at you and saying, the divine's looking down at you and saying, what do you want? It's not up to me. It's your life. You have free will. What do you want? Give me something to go on. Just tell me something. It's like going to a fast food place and stepping up and to make your order. And they say, what would you like? Oh, I don't know. What do you think I should have? Oh, they are never going to go on it. They're not going to, they're going to launch on that one, because that leads into, do these pants make my butt look big? So no, they're not going to go there, but they are waiting for you to give them your order. Do you really know what you want? So it's something to think about while you're in your king roles this coming week.
Wow. And I love it because Star had, and this was a good one too, Star said, I'm hearing divine balance with her feminine and masculine energy. Right now, the feminine energy is asking to be very logical and bring in the Queen of Swords, but the masculine energy is the drive. The masculine energy is going to get you the support that you need, right? But they take the actions. So there is something here where you're being asked to be detached from the emotions that aren't serving you no more and be very stern with what the next assertive moves are for you. This is the time to get your shit together, Scorpio. I'm going to say in the nicest way, but that's it. All right. And you got this. You have the absolute ability. You're starting at ground zero here for yourself. So you got it.
You're right. It's like the old expression people say, and I'm not going to say it. People say, you need to grow some whatever and make this happen. It's like, I'm not going to say that. But for the next 7 days, if you don't have your own, you can't grow your own, maybe go to the library and check out a pair just for 7 days and use them and see what they do for you. Because I think it's going to be a great week. You'll have a lot of clarity at the end of it. Definitely.
Yeah. And even though it might be some hard work to do, you're going to find it way more freedom when you start having some kind of structure in your life. So this is for a Scorpio that has to do, honestly, it almost feels like, consider it like exercise. When you start a new habit, it's sucky at first, but then it gets easier. So there's something here where the universe is like, it can be easier for you. But you are going to have to do some of those uncomfortable steps in the beginning, and you'll get through it. All right. Saggy, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Oh, Aquarius energy right off the bat. The Star. The Two of Swords. Oh my goodness. Oh no, oh no, oh no. We got the Four of Wands here reversed. You have an option. You are between, okay, should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? This is somebody that's you wanted. And it's a connection here that this is what you absolutely wanted at one point. Okay. And this could also be a job here too, that you thought was going to be your end all. This is for Sagittarius who was committed to this dream, this occupation, this person, but there's something here that you have been questioning. Now, when I see the Two of Swords, it's also a card of denial a little bit, because it's like, well, I'll just, if making no decision, when I'll feel ready to make that decision. But really, honestly, making no decision is a decision. So it can leave you stuck, right? But there's something about being in a connection or a job for the long haul. Now, some of you may feel that this, after a certain amount of time, what felt great isn't feeling that great anymore. Okay. I just heard like, it's kind of like the 7-year itch. It's like, well, there's nothing, we don't have, it's not all romantic anymore. Okay. Children maybe gotten away. Maybe the job was amazing at one point and now it's like, I got kind of comfortable here, but am I really growing? I don't know if I want to stay here. So you got some really big decisions, but you've been kind of pondering on this for quite some time. And now it's coming up again because there's something about renegotiating or, God, this could even be like offering, if this is a job, this would be for Sagittarius who gets promoted and is like, well, I'm glad I'm getting seen now, but I'm not so sure. But also this could be with a connection where all of a sudden somebody here wants to put an extra amount of, attention to the relationship. And it's like, well, that's nice, but I don't feel like going out this week. Okay. And sometimes we get in those ruts where it's like, I really did want the effort, but not this week. So there's something here where it's like, not this week. It's like, okay. You want to be left alone. You want some time to make a decision and it's not this week. I feel like you're declining something or saying you need more time in something. And I don't know. I feel like you're stalling. You know what you want. You know what you want. You know what you desire. Really, you do. But there's just something here that has lost its zest. And you're not sure even this opportunity or this all of a sudden being center of attention is enough anymore. So I think you've already made your decision to leave a person or to leave a job. That's what it feels like. Okay. Virgo energy could be dealing with a Virgo, but the Queen of Wands, she's very much knows and very confident on her decisions, but there's just something here that like, it feels like it's going to be too much work to leave. Like it feels like that. I feel like you get stuck in your comfort zone, but I feel like you know that you've outgrown something, or some of you, someone. It could be that too. Okay. Let's see what Michael has to say with his cards that come up.
Building into the energy of the story that you just heard, I think that probably one of the stall and not being quite sure of how to move forward, even though you do know what you want, has to do a lot with the Three of Swords. There's some heartbreak, some loss here, whatever it is, something really deeply hurt you. And that it can be something from another person, but it also can be the heartbreak or loss of maybe a dream that you had that you're like, I wanted this, and it's just not happening. And it just devastates you. The question to ask yourself is the dream really dead? If it was your passion, your pursuit for your life, not something involving another person, they have free to do what they want, but something that you wanted for yourself, is it really dead, or are you making assumptions? Now, I want to hop ahead here real quick to the last card, because what came up is don't make assumptions. Speak openly and honestly. And it says, when you speak openly and honestly, you won't have to make assumptions. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate cleanly and clearly and achieve impeccability with your word. So this heartbreak, how it happened, and you've been carrying this forward, is it really, whatever it was, did it really happen or play out the way that you are assuming that it did? Did you ever really have closure? Do you really know what happened, or have you automatically assumed the worst about yourself? And that would definitely cause you to pause and stop in your tracks, because the card that comes up after this is the Five of Pentacles. We had the Four, I think, in the cards before, right? I think it was the Four, but it was one of them. But we have the Five of Pentacles, and this is that feeling of, this to me goes back to some type of a pursuit, a job or whatever. It didn't work out, and you were heartbroken because of it, and you feel like you're out in the cold, you're out there, you're on your own. You're not on your own. There's someone walking there beside you, whether you can see them or not. They're there with you. You're not by yourself. And in this one, these two are headed towards something. And they're Rider Waite, they're walking outside of a church, just kind of along the side of it, walking, or some type of a building, walking away. This one, they're headed toward it. And you're not alone. You have someone there, right there with you. So don't make assumptions. It's not as bad maybe as you think. You can move forward and make progress as soon as you get kind of out of your own mental way. It's always darkest before the dawn, right?
Right. You know, I split the deck, and I got the Four of Cups. Interestingly, you got when we were talking about the fours, we had the Four of Wands was the one that was reversed.
Okay.
But I feel like the opportunity here is that it's a little too late, because I feel like Sagittarius, you already have made up your mind. And now that it's here, it's like you don't want to do the dirty work. So it feels like somebody here who's not willing to look at it and go, okay, it takes some steps to do that. So there is the thing of assumption here. It's not going to be easy. It. There's no easiness about, leaving something or ending something. But I feel that whatever is coming in here, even if you were to accept this, remember the Three of Swords is your heart. So if there's a relationship here, which is, and I'm going to just switch this on so we can look at the cards. There's a relationship here, and it says, what are you prepared to learn from this love connection, or doing something for the love of it? You kind of that's the part where you're not doing it for the love of it anymore. Now you're just doing it because it's part of routine, or it's part of this. So if you are going to have a heart-to-heart with somebody, it's going to be a lot of work, because they have to be expressive. They have to know how far off already you've made a decision, or you've already made the decision, but you're still in it, is where I got. That's what it feels like. I feel like someone's made the decision to leave something and is still in it. And now that it's like all of a sudden they're getting all this attention, they're like, but I still want out, but I don't want to do anything, because do I hear a person out? Do I take the position? What if I don't like it, or will it change? But you've already assumed it. You've already gone through that step. So that was a little long-winded, but all right. Let's see what's going on for Capricorn. We're going to shuffle here because I was chit-chatting, and we shall get started here. Hello, Teresa. Welcome. Virgo, 100%. Sweet. Glad it resonated. Capricorn is up. Hi, Michelle, if I missed you. Guys, if for those of you who jumped on, we had a goal. My first goal that I set up on YouTube, and we apparently surpassed it with donations and much appreciation. But you guys get another pop-up all signs this week, which I don't typically do during the week because I do it on Fridays and Sundays. But you guys are going to have a pop-up probably Wednesday. So make sure you guys are subscribed and look at the community posts because I'm going to do a poll and you guys can pick and choose what you want it to be about. All right. You're obviously putting Harmonia to work. I got to remember that when goals are reached, you got to actually show up. All right. Capricorn. Here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Who's got Cappy in the chart? We have the 9 of Cups here reversed. It's my drinker card. Oh, the 8 of Pentacles here reversed. There's nothing to escape this, but I feel like procrastination is here. The Knight of Wands. I almost feel this energy of, okay, this is my very gluttony card. Okay, it's very, very gluttony. But I also feel this is a card here of not being fulfilled with whatever you're consuming. And even though that you want to feel better, you continue to consume it and it's not feeling great. It almost feels like, which reading was like, where was that poison? You know, that individual who was like poison. Can't remember who it was, but it feels like you drank something and you're like, it's going to get better. It's going to get better, but it's poison. It's not, you know, if you drink too much, you end up getting alcohol poisoning. So there's something here that has lost the zest to let go. And it's like, now that I keep drinking this poison or around this person, could be a relationship. You've been holding this burden on far, far too long, Capricorn. Okay. You're holding a lot, but it doesn't matter how much you numb yourself. The truth is that nothing's getting done. Not right now. But I do feel that there's something coming up with the Knight of Wands energy. And I want to validate what that card is, because the Knight of Wands is all of a sudden a wake up call. It's like, I'm never drinking again. It's like, I already feel sick. It's like, and we've all been there. We've all said that, but there's something here where all of a sudden you're like, screw this, screw that. No. I love it. We have the High Priestess here reverse. You were doing something here that wasn't allowing you to really truly listen to your intuition. You didn't want to think the worst of this case scenario, of this person, of this place. You just thought if you wrote it through that everything would be okay, but you're very drained. But this is something here where something's coming out, and the out is, I'm not happy. Okay. It's all you can't hold on to this anymore. So I almost feel like a burst of a huge change happening for you. Oh my gosh. Justice came flying out. You are cutting something out this week. You have made up your mind that this is toxic as hell. And it has to go, and you have to rebalance yourself. Okay. And you're going to take swift action. Some of you are going swift actions to law. Okay. Could even be getting advisement of some sort. But I feel like these actions have a lot to do with something you've been truly unhappy for, and it's just not working in your favor. All right. Let's see what Michael has within his cards.
All right. So we follow up with the 9 of Pentacles. And this is great, financial independence, luxury, all kinds of things. But something to consider, just to be thinking about, is it focused in the right way? Because if not done correctly, this could lead to overspending, being reckless with money, completely. And it didn't come in reverse, but I don't read reversals. I'm just sarcastic, so it's kind of built in automatically. But so on this, something to consider is how you are viewing the energy of this card. Because if you look at here, she's decked out, got all kinds of money there, but she's looking kind of worn out. It's cost her a lot maybe to get to here. She's given up a lot, sacrificed a lot to get there. And is it really worth it? Well, many people would say yes, but just be mindful of that, of your energy as you're moving forward, because what follows this is the Two of Wands. And this is about having a game plan, making clear plans, knowing exactly what you want to do, forming that partnership, that goal, that whatever it is, putting it all together, putting it on paper, and knowing exactly where you want to, how you want to move forward, and how you want to invest your energy and time, because you don't want to, come out and we've all seen this, right? You see a lot of the people in Hollywood and different places, they have all this money and they've had all the plastic surgery done and everything, and they just look like 55 miles of really bad dirt road. But they have all this money and they look flawless. I mean, when they cross their legs, their mouth pops open because their skin's so tight. But was it worth it? Think about that. Is it worth it? And the card that came out is, of course, people, be impeccable with your word. We've not heard that tonight, have we? Replace fear with love. And I thought it said replace beer with love, but
I thought it said bear.
Bear. Well, I saw beer. Replace bears with love. We don't need bear. Well, bears can be kind of hot, actually, but I digress. The human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. When you are impeccable with your words, your mind is no longer fertile ground for the words that come from fear. Your mind is only fertile for the words that come from love. One last thing on this one. Do you have a fear of success? Do you?
Strong.
This one resonates to some degree with me, because if we walk around constantly wondering or worrying about what are people going to say, what are they thinking about me, everything we do is based on what others we perceive, we assume others are going to think and do about us. And they don't care about us. They're thinking about themselves. That's the way it works. But if you become successful, if you step out there beyond the rest, if you do all the things that the story is telling you is there for you, what are people going to think about it? Don't let success and your dreams of it be something that ages you beyond your time. Go ahead. Sorry.
And you got 2 9s. So nines are all about attainment, fulfillment, and there's just an empty dream. And I liked that too. If you look at that Two of Wands that you have, it actually reminds me of the Magician, because it's kind of like, okay, I tried to manifest something, it didn't go in my favor, but now let me reopen the books, because you were able to conjure something here. You were able to bring something to life. It's not fulfilling you anymore. And I love that it's an X. I think of Gable when I think of that. And it's all about partnerships that light you up, lift you up, and give you something here to help you grow. And I just feel like you just hit a point here of no growth. And that's the part where you're feeling lethargic or feeling lazy, or like, I don't really like my job anymore. I think I'm just going to have a couple of beers and sit back and I'll just numb myself. And it's like, I can't do that anymore. I can't do it.
I want to say one last thing about the 9 of Pentacles. If you combine the energy of the 4 of Pentacles, where you have this kind of a hoarding thing going on or whatever, and you get the 5 of Pentacles, where you have this disappointment and you feel left out, add the energy of the 4 and the 5, you get the 9. And that's kind of what the image here is representing. Don't be that. If that made sense, what I just said, the energy of those two, the 4 and the 5 combine equals 9, of course, but it's that type of energy of how we move forward. We don't want that. We don't want that.
All right, we're going to move on to Aquarius. We have Aquarius, Pisces. We will have a bonus shortly. All right, let's see what's going on for Aquarius.
I've already pulled the death card, the tower card, the Hierophant for your convenience, just to make it easier for you, Tanya.
Aquarius, next 7 days. Here we go.
The top 3 for Tanya.
Okay, we have, we got the 2 of Cups here reversed. Oh, the Chariot. Going places. I don't know. I feel like This is for an Aquarius who's a little bit nervous. I think there's something here from your past, okay? Whether this is a relationship, whether this is a partnership here, it was something about moving forward or moving away from. And it's like, okay, but there's something where you were taking charge, and the Chariot is all about taking charge. There's something here about owning up or taking accountability. And this may fear you a little bit, because whether this is with another individual, it could have been a disagreement. Doesn't necessarily mean this person's entirely out of your life. You definitely, what do we call this? Agree to disagree. But there's this energy here of stepping forward or moving forward or taking accountability. This could also be on the opposite spectrum as well, Aquarius. But somebody here is afraid to take the heat. I love this Eight of Swords card because she doesn't look like she can free herself. She's like, I've been put on here and I'm about to get burned because of my practices, because of my beliefs. It's a witch. Okay. So she's getting about here. She's like, oh gosh. So this is somebody here who's fearing the worst of this debriefing. It's a debrief. It's a debriefing. It's coming together. All right. Let's see what this is about. This is something about stepping up. I feel there's been a standoff or something where there's been some time. And now it's like, okay, I wasn't received well, but I also want to be able to debrief. I keep saying it like that way, okay? It doesn't feel like a reconciliation. It's like, let's look at this in a completely different perspective. Here's your Hierophant. Okay. Taurus energy. When the Hierophant, this is all about belief systems. You have somebody here with a different belief system, but there's an opportunity here to think out of the box about commitment, about relationships, about how people work well together. And when they don't, okay, sometimes it's like, again, they're bringing up agree to disagree, but it doesn't mean that your belief system entirely goes away, right? A witch is always going to be a witch, whether she gets burned or not. It's like, it's part of who I am. Same thing here when you're, of God here, you're going to be under God. But there's something here where I feel there's going to be a connection about a different belief system, and it's a newfound respect of why people who mirror one another, okay, in partnerships, bring that perspective to your view this week. This is going to be integral because it's not the same point of view that you're used to. Okay, so it's going to ask you to really step back and look upon this, but also step forward and explain your belief system. Ooh, explain your belief. Okay, without getting attached to it. It's being creative and coming together here. It's like, listen, we can negotiate. And some of you may need to renegotiate if this is a work-related scenario here. But I do feel like if this is a relationship, it's about renegotiating or bringing something to the table here to see both sides. That's what I have for Aquarius. We're going to move on to Michael now.
All right, we begin with the Emperor card.
Oh, that's perfect.
Discussing your belief systems and different things, as Tanya was just mentioning that with the Hierophant. This is, it's masculine energy, but it's make a decision. What do you believe? What is important to you? How do you want your life to be lived? And what do you stand for? And that's what this card really brings out. It's making that judgment call all the way around of saying, this is it. This is where I am. And when you know what you stand for, it makes it very easy to have conversations with other people with different views, because you're not going to be swayed. You know what you believe. There's this idea that if a person hears a different perspective, they're going to be, brainwashed and whatever. No, I'm just going to say this, growing up in a religious context, a very strict religious context, we weren't encouraged to visit other churches ever, because we might hear something that would deceive us and we would be swayed. And as I got older, I thought, that's so stupid. At this point in life, if I don't know what I believe and think, what do they think? I'm dumb? I have no brains. Well, yeah, in a way, that's how I'm sure they don't think that, but that's what we're kind of told. Stay away from anything that's different. And as I went out into the world and I started meeting different people, people that were Wicca, witches, Satanists, even, I met the most amazing people. I learned so much about myself, and it helped me better determine who I am and what I stand for. And so now bring all the different perspectives, because I learned from every one of those, and many things I incorporate that into my worldview for me. The next card, we're back with this one, the King of Cups.
I love it.
This is beautiful, pulling it all together and saying, this is how I'm going to rule my life and my kingdom. This is how I'm going to feel about it, because from my emotions, from the intuition of my emotions, come my actions, my thoughts, my words. It all begins in the heart. So understand first, do you have a heart? And if you do, what is it made out of? What shapes your heart? We all have hearts, unless you're a vampire, I think, but that's a different reading altogether. But once you know your heart, make your decision as you move forward. It flows so nicely with the story that we just heard in the cards. And you'll be happy to know, Aquarius, I really tried on this one. It's not be impeccable with your word this time. It's always do your best. One of the other of the 4 agreements. Express your own divinity that you have gotten from the Hierophant card, and then also express it as the Emperor energy. And the back of it says, you don't need the acceptance of others. You don't need knowledge or great philosophical concepts. You have the right to be you, and you express your own divinity by being alive and by loving yourself and others. And that's what I have.
Can you put the Emperor and the King of Cups back up on screen? Because I just want to add some stuff in here, because these cards are so, I love this deck. I when I got this deck, I called up Michael and was like, buy this deck immediately. And it's not a cheap deck. It's not a cheap deck, but I just knew him and I were gonna do it. I just felt it. I was like, we're gonna use these cards together. But what I love about the Emperor's all 4 kings in one, right? But really what I see is the challenge here with the Emperor is, if you see, he's got all skulls around him, and the skulls are all on the bottom. He's got a skull around his neck. So this is someone here who's a fierce warrior, right? And had to do some really dirty shit too, and still get where they had to be, because that's what a leader does, right? They take authority. They know that some of the decisions they make are really hard, lessons, and some people can't stay. Some people got to go. But what's really being pushed on here is, with this next 7 days, yes, you're pulling the authority, taking accountability, but it's also, sorry, you make your hands a little bit less so you're not full on it. It's about the King of Cups energy. Have compassion. The King of Cups is not an individual who wears their emotions on their sleeve. They're reserved. And there's something here where your emotions had completely gotten taken over by, well, being this. Let's look at it. That martyr. Right? This is what was done to you. So of course you had emotions about it, but this is something here where it's like, I will take accountability. So some of you, it isn't, you wanting to apologize. Others of you, it's like, let's talk, let's renegotiate. But it's have compassion, not just for you, but for others as well. Okay. And looking upon all this perspective, it's only going to work in your favor this week. All right. That was a long one for Aquarius. All right. So once we get to the final, guys, and we're at the final Pisces, which is our Zodiac sign, this is where the numbers start to drop, because everybody thinks, oh, we're at the last sign, so there's no more readings. So want to remind you guys, we apparently are having a pop-up live on Wednesday, because you guys have helped me with my goal. Thank you so much. I did not expect that, but here we are. The donation goal got hit. And congratulations, you guys get a pop-up All Signs Live on Wednesday. I will put a poll up there so that you guys can pick and choose what theme that you want to take a time to vote. This is why you want to make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also want to remind you guys that there was an All Signs that was released yesterday, but it's in Harmonia Friends Club. It's the membership area. So go check out the membership area. It's in the description box, but do it after the live, not now. Stay with us now. And check it out because you get access to the entire vault. It's everything. It's everything. Okay. So now is the time. People, all my regulars already know what's happening. This is where you want to comment bonus while I'm getting ready for Pisces energy, because if you comment bonus, well, that reading may be for you. That's how it works. Yes. All right. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Not our last reading, but our last zodiac. In Pisces, you did have that extra reading that was released this morning, so make sure you check that out. Pisces, Judgment is here. I like that, though. Oh, I like this. I feel released. I feel like it's going in your favor this week. I love that the Eight of Swords came up again, but it's reversed. You got misjudged. Something here is being released. Look at this. You're going to hear some really, really good news. Pisces. Something that you thought was out of the picture, not going to work out. Some of you got blamed for something that happened. This could have, like, I don't know if you got like accused of something, but it wasn't your fault. It was absolutely 100% not your fault. But there was something, the way that you handled it when you were being accused of this. Now, this could also be somebody here who's returning. And it is something here where there could be at a distance, could be at a long distance relationship. But I feel like there has been space here where you felt like you did something wrong, that you did something off. And somebody here is telling you, no, I completely screwed up. You're not. And I want to let you know that I'm sorry. Or there's just something here where you're receiving news that gets you off the hook. Now, here's the thing we're going to see with the validation cards is if you like, do you care? Do you want it? Eight of Wands. You know what? It's kind of like once you've been the bad guy for so long, now it's like, well, look, I mean, we got the Magician twice, but this Magician looks like the Hermit a little bit. All right, looks like Gandalf. God, this is something that you were accused of doing a long, long time ago. Some of you were accused of cheating, whatever it is. This person is coming back, or this scenario is coming back. Here they come. Here they come. The exes are coming back. All right. This is an energy here where they come out and it's all of a sudden they have the light of day. Oh, it wasn't Pisces' fault. Or, you know what, maybe I was a little delulu, or maybe these individuals are a little delulu, but you're not buying the delulu. This is interesting because I feel like Pisces, when somebody says, oh, you're not in jeopardy, or you're not this, you're not buying the delulu because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter externally what somebody thinks about you. And that's where it is. The joke is on them, because this Pisces is realizing that when they hear this news, it doesn't matter. You've already created closure of some sort. And this is something here where it's like, I don't want it anyway. I've already started manifesting something else. Okay. I think you left this scenario or this person, and it might be nice to hear back, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not buying it. I'm not going to fall for it again. So I feel like Pisces, there's something coming up where, you know, it looks all rosy, but it's not. And you're right. You're 100% right. I mean, Pisces, this is your energy. It's the moon, but with its reverse, it's like, that's the Lulu. Okay. It can't all, come back and be in a pretty picture. So, this is something where you are being released. But at the same time, I think you released yourself a long time ago with this opinion from this person or this situation. All right, let's see what Michael has to say. That was an interesting reading. I didn't think it would take a turn like that.
No, I like that. And what I pulled would just go along with that and augment that beautifully. Start with the Eight of Wands. That there is, something's coming in rapidly, as been mentioned in the cards. But what's interesting, I love this deck. It's just so twisted. works for me. The wands are arriving, and it looks like they're right into the middle of a lava pit. That's what it looks
And
like.
one is just falling there. Like that's like the Ace of Wands just sitting on the ground.
Right. So it's like, congratulations, here's good news. You have to go into a burning volcano to get it, but you know, we've got your back. Just don't burn up. But anyway, this also too, the energy from this shows, and this goes with the next one, which is the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is happy, abundance, everything's great. Now, does she look happy? No, not at all.
Look at the cobwebs all in the top portion.
So this is something that this has been going on for a while. This person has this young lady has put so much thought into this and put all this work, and it should have been a happy day. And the parade was not only rained on, it was thrown in the middle of a lava pit. I mean, how bad can it get in her mind? So this is something, this is a lot of it's a lot of heartbreak here. It's like, this should have been a happy day. Why aren't people happy for me? Why don't I feel that way? Remember that we label our emotions, and we do that. And so when someone says, what a happy day, in your mind, is it really happy? Or do you feel like, or are you thinking about all of the crap you've had to gone through to get to where you are right now? Was it worth the victory? Was it worth whatever? Has it just made things worse? It is worth it. Don't allow your thoughts. And the card that came up is don't make assumptions. So I'll talk about that. But don't allow your thoughts to ruin this and steal this from you, regardless of what happened and the people did to you. Let them go. And yeah, are they going to come back? Yes, because they're gonna try to come back, because you may see the cups filled with or surrounded by cobwebs. They see these as bright and shiny with lots of great stuff to offer them. So you may not see your success, but they do. So be really mindful of your thoughts and allow this victory to happen. Just be happy with it. Look how far you've come to get here. Accept that. You know, if you entered a marathon and prior to this marathon, you have dealt with a lot of health issues, all kinds of things have happened. You didn't know if you'd be walking for a long time. All this stuff happened, and you got to a point where your goal was, I want to compete in a 5K or something minor, whatever it is. It seemed like the world to you, and you worked and worked and worked, and you did it. Maybe you came in last. That's not the point. Don't allow that to become the focus. Focus right now is saying, you know what? I set a goal and I did it. I crossed the finish line. Huge achievement for you. Don't let that be taken away. After I got I actually pulled the Nine of Pentacles again. I was like, no. So I pulled a clarifier, and what came up is Judgment. And that's
Judgment twice. Yeah,
Judgment twice. You're making a call on this, and it's time for you to just accept and say, what do I want from me? The final card, as I said, was don't make assumptions, and it says eliminate gossip. And making assumptions is set up for suffering, because usually we gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions and believe we are right when we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong. This is gossip that you may be hearing from other people saying, oh, well, so-and-so says you only got that because you this or you that or whatever. Don't listen to that. You know the work that you've gone through. You know what you've put up with. You know the decisions that you made. You stay true to that. Nothing else matters. Your growth, your victory, your success, your celebration done your way. And that's what I have.
You got Judgment twice. You got the Eight of Wands twice. And eight's all about, that's the mastery. That's the actions. Those are the accomplishments of like what you actually truly desire, right? The thing is whatever is coming to you is kind of a falsehood, because you've already freed yourself from that bullshit, which is what Michael's saying to you. All right. And I actually like that you got nines, because even though you weren't pulling it, I want to pull something else. I got the Nine of Cups. I didn't want to do the Nine of Pentacles again, but that's all about attainment.
Yeah.
Because it's like an empty promise, an empty wish. And it does feel like gossip. It does feel like people are changing what it feels like? Two-faced people who all of a sudden show up and love you. You
jealousy.
know?
It's
jealousy. Yeah. It feels
that's
like that.
That's the energy of jealousy. That's like, you know, we may not see the progress that we're making, but others can certainly see it. They can feel it, and they don't like it. Yeah, don't diminish your light to make others feel good about themselves. They can get a therapist.
Yes. All right, we are at the final bonus reading. I always pick an extra row. Thanks for those of you who have commented bonus. And a reminder, when you comment bonus, it puts the energy into the reading because it may be for you. So let's see, collective. I'll call out signs as I see them. Let's see what else is going on for us in the next 7 days. I'm going to pull an extra row, so the story is going to be a little bit longer.
So in StreamYard, in the comments that I see here, that's just from our moderators, right? I wondered why. It's like Nancy and Starchild are the only people here, and they are really interactive. So I was so impressed with them.
They comment bonus to let people know because they are moderators. Okay. So they get people to do it so people know it. Because what happens is everybody's watching the replay right now. They're not actually, so there's not a lot of people actually watching the current live.
Okay.
They're,
I thought that was only commenters with Star. I was like, thank you, Nancy and Star. We love you. How did we reach a goal? It's just you.
They're here. Everybody's filtered in, but there's people who are catching up on the Zodiac sign reading. So the numbers kind of fluctuate. So it becomes a smaller group at the end. That's why they do bonus. So it gets it back up. All right, here we go. Collective. The King of Pentacles. We got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Oh God, this looks like a hunt. The Five of Swords. Who's in charge of this hunt? All right. So this is like, okay. Got the Six of Swords here reversed. All right. So you guys, there's something about retracing your steps. Could be dealing with an earth sign right now, but you don't have to be. This is somebody here who's very practical and invests their time very wisely and really takes accountability on certain stuff. Okay. But there's something here where I feel my collective is looking at and it's like, something's not right. We got to go back. We got to look at something again. Okay. I feel like this is my collective saying that we got to go back. We got to look at it. And there's other individuals like, we already went through that. We already looked through that. Now, some of you, it's not a whole bunch of individuals. It's all of the versions of you. Okay. Where it starts to feel like you got multiple personalities, but you know how you have a thought, you're like, I'm missing something. I got to go back. And then you hear all those voices going, we looked at that. We looked at here. And you're like, what the hell? How many heads, how many people do I have in my head right now? Okay. It's a lot. It's ego based. Okay. So there's a fight here about going back and retracing the steps and looking at something. And this is a person who's like, no, we need to go back and look at this. We need to reinvest in this. And there's something here that we were missing. And I know it's going to be hard and I know it's not going to be easy, but we got to look back at this. And some of you, it is paperwork. Five of Pentacles, a loss. Something was lost. Missing. It does almost feel like a missing case, doesn't it? 2 5s. This is a huge change. This is also a huge breakthrough. Somebody here is retracing the steps of something that has been missing. And let me tell you, it's been in front of your face the whole fucking time. The Wheel of Fortune is here. The Wheel of Fortune was not upright, but it's something here that it got kind of misseen. Okay. Now here, was it a lucky break? No, it's like, how did we miss this? Or how did I miss this? Okay. This is that divine wheel. Oh my gosh, the Seven of Pentacles. Now that it's here, we can break ground in a whole different way. I love this. I love this for us, especially if this is something where we have been skipping over or missing something within ourselves. This is going, oh my God, it's been here the whole time. It's been right in front of my face. And some of you, it has to do with missing paperwork or going back and looking upon a journal too. Okay. You already have done something here. You've already put work and effort into something here, but you skim through everything. And you might have individuals saying, don't do that. You know, oh no, we look there. Let me tell you the advice here. And you're like, I have to do this. There's something that I left. You're revisiting it. One more row. Gosh, the Three of Pentacles here reversed. It's only you who's going. It's only you who's going. You're not going to listen to the naysayers. You're not going to listen to those voices in your head. You're doing it. This is a solo journey. This may be some hermit energy here too, that it's like, I'll do it on my own. I got to look back and take some time here. So you're taking a break. You're doing something. You're going to reflect in the next 7 days here. You're going to go through some stuff, and it's going to suck because some of the stuff you're going to go through, it's stuff that broke your heart before. But also when you look upon it, you are going to hit. And I love how Michael says how far you've come. You know, in the other readings, he says, we got to sometimes realize that the things had came us out, made us stronger. Okay. This is to show you how resilient it's been here the whole time. It's for the love of it. And you're going to see the passion. You're going to see the love, and it's going to light you up. And at the same time, is that a rune? Do I just see, I think I see, is that Othala in there right there? Michael, it's hard to tell. It almost looks like it, but I feel like there's something about a legacy and inheritance here. Okay. And I feel the inheritance has to do from straight to the heart. Okay. This is some of you, this is going to get a little spiritual on you. This could be your ancestors here that have left you kind of a recipe. Okay. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, my grandmom's old recipe came back out here. They're missing, but they haven't been missing. It's been there the whole time. Because this is something here that's ready to be received now. It's something here that's going to allow you to move forward. I have such chills for us here, guys, because this feels so spiritual, but I feel like this is from a past loved one too, that is giving us something here. Okay. But the 3 of Wands is going towards the 4 of Wands, really. Okay. It's like, okay, I got what I need, but now I'm going to receive something so that I can have that union. I can have that happiness. I can have that celebration. You're going to have this piece that's going to show you that it was here the whole time. That's what's so amazing about this. Let's see what Michael has to say.
That was beautiful. It gives me chills too. We begin with the Knight of Cups. Oh. You're in quest for your Holy Grail. Each of you, your Holy Grail. And you'll notice the cup is down in the stream and water. It's an emotion. This is a very emotional thing for you, where you're going into. And I feel very strongly about the ancestors coming in. This is a stream that started flowing who knows where. So this has been a long time coming, and it's in that stream of intuition or consciousness or emotion that this is going to come forward. You're searching for your cup. And that's what this is about. The next card that came up, this deck is interesting because it has 2 additional cards. Mm-hmm. We got one of them, and that's the Shadow card.
It's been hidden.
Yeah. So I'm going to read from the book because this is not a normal thing. And it says, this card represents the unconscious, repressed aspects of the self, often indicating a need to confront and integrate hidden fears and desires to achieve wholeness. It says, questions to ask on this. Are you examining your thoughts and worries? Is it possible that something you believe is not true? Are you bringing negative energy to your relationships? Are you going deep enough when doing introspection? Is there a part of you that feels overlooked?
Oh, wow. Overlooked.
Definitely relate to this and to the ancestors. Maybe it's some healing that needs to take place. And remember, when you heal all of them too. So you definitely are searching for something. This is very personal to you. And I say it's your Holy Grail. It is your cup for what you need. And then the card at the end that came out is, of course, don't make assumptions. We all know that, right? Why would we assume we would get a different card? But it says, learn to ask questions. That's the key part here. Ask questions because you're searching for something. It is always better to ask questions than to make assumptions. Have the courage to ask questions until you are as clear as you can be. Once you hear the answer to a question, you won't have to make assumptions because you will know the truth. You find the grail, you find your cup through asking questions. Ask your ancestors, ask your spiritual team. This is something that's happening at nighttime here. This isn't a night out in the middle of the day. This is at night by a star. just as the wise men, apparently followed a star to find the Messiah, whatever, you are following a star. You're being guided to find your holy grail. This is absolutely beautiful. And where is it? It's in the emotional area. And that's what I have for everyone.
I love that too, because I pulled one more card and I got the Page of Wands here, and there's that star again, okay, at night. But it is a lonely journey, and it's something here about looking back, okay? It's been on the rock. It's like I missed something, but I'm being called to go back. But you're listening, you're really listening to your ancestors. You're really listening to your guides. And that's what that calling is. And it's like really facing that. And I love that shadow card. It's one of my favorites. It's creepy. But I love it.
They're looking down into a ravine or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's one of our ancestors watching down on us,
It could be. It could be, like, hey, it's been here the whole darn time. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, this is it. As always, you guys make sure, because we've been on a really, really long time. So I want to make sure you guys are also giving Michael some love too. So this would be the time to make sure that you are subscribed to Michael's channel, The Metaphysical Journey. It's in the description. Make sure you guys click on there, let him know. And I want some more readings from you. So let me know when you're having a post one. I'm not putting you on the table. Maybe we'll do a goal.
As you know, because I work with you every day.
Yeah.
I'm working through a lot of different things, finding my place. I'm looking for my holy grail. That's what I'm searching for. So yeah, it's a beautiful experience, and yeah, it's good.
You're getting closer and closer to it, and it's always cool to watch. Yeah. All right, guys, you have an amazing night, and I will see you sometime this week, probably Wednesday. So make sure you guys are checking out the community tab to see what the poll is for those readings. Take care.